do you deal with narcissistic people? And how do you recognize if you actually have one of these people in your life? And let's talk about different kinds of psychological problems we humans can have. There are psychological challenges that have good prognosis, like phobias. We can deal with those. Personality disorders, on the other hand, don't have the best prognosis because often in the individual's eyes, what they are doing is working for them. And these people, these behaviors are tricky for all of us that are living in their surrounding, in their lives, because they are usually so skillful at masking, at hiding their toxicity. So we kind of get trapped into their things, into their problem. So in this video, we'll look at 3 things that are typical of these people. 3 things that they do, 3 strategies that kind of help them maintain their self-image. And maybe you have one of these persons at work, maybe it's a co-worker that you need to deal with, that you need to cooperate with on a daily basis. Or maybe it's a family member that you feel you should stay in contact with, but it just doesn't work. Or I guess it works, but it's difficult. It's difficult for you to feel good in that relationship, to express yourself, to communicate in a way that you would want to communicate. Basically, just be able to be you. And with these people, we are often walking on eggshells. We resort to reverse psychology, where we kind of express things and express our needs in a way doesn't feel natural. Maybe you've noticed yourself thinking steps ahead, like if I say this, if I do that, it's gonna result in that, and eventually turn out to become a problem. And many times we are made to believe that just expressing our needs, we're trying to pick a fight. So let's check out these 3 strategies that toxic people often use to maintain their self-image. Behaviors that you often are affected by. So number 1, they believe that they are perfect. So their belief is, why fix what ain't broken? Narcissists don't respond well because they don't see the problem. They think they are special, unique, and have it going on because they live in a fantasy world where they are the number 1, the top dog, the alpha, the unique and entitled individual. So what's there to fix? It's the rest of you that have the problem. There's nothing wrong with them. You can't really change what you don't acknowledge. So if you're not going to change them, which we are highly unlikely to do, we just have to learn to deal with them. We have to learn not to allow ourselves to be sucked down by them, to get pulled down into this dark pit where we are never able to do enough to make these people happy. Number 2, the second strategy that they often resort to is leveling. And by this, I'm referring to a behavior where the narcissist creates a hierarchy where they are always on top. And they automatically rank people, their surroundings, their co-workers, their family members, their friends on a hierarchy ladder and make sure they work hard to make sure they are at the top. But they're above you, and if they aren't, they might try to shoot you down to make sure you don't have any advantage. Also, those moments when you feel good about yourself, you're at peace with yourself, you're in touch with your authentic self, and have a good, healthy, positive sense of self-worth. They can't stand that because it gives you a sense of power and peace which they just cannot tolerate. So they have to take that away from you. They have to tear that down. They often adopt a get them before they get me strategy in life, which means that they become so self-protective, if that's the right word, by being down-putting, arrogant, and entitled. They put themselves above everyone else so that they cannot be hurt. Number 3, gaslighting. These people are going to say things that anyone would find offensive. And when someone, you, asserts your rights, the narcissist tramples all over your rights. They often do it by gaslighting. And they will talk to you in such a way that anything that goes wrong is your fault. And anything that they do wrong is also your fault. You're going to hear phrases such as, I never said that, I never promised, it's not that of a big deal, Why are you being so sensitive? Why are you blowing this all out of proportion? And finally, what is wrong with you? And it all keeps coming back to what is wrong with you. And they'll be happy to answer the question with, you are just so sensitive. These are some of the gaslighting phrases that you're gonna hear. And if you don't have a boundary, you're gonna take that bait and start questioning yourself. Well, maybe it is me. So next time you find yourself in a situation with a toxic individual, a toxic person, a narcissist, sociopath, remember what we are talking about. Remember that this is going to happen. It was going to happen all along. You are going to get accused of things. You are going to start questioning yourself, your roles. That's what happens. And after a while, you begin to doubt. Maybe you are, after all, a difficult person, oversensitive, and far too demanding for anyone to be able to stand, for others to be able to deal with. In that situation, remember that this is a tactic that often works. And you, in turn, start taking less and less space in that relationship, making yourself smaller and smaller. Even though you had this picture of yourself as a strong, confident person with a healthy self-image that wouldn't stay in a toxic relationship, trust me, you can. Because step by step, this relationship is eating up parts in you that you thought were fixed, unwavering parts of you, aspects of your character that you believed to be there no matter what, regardless of your circumstances in life. But when all this tearing down of you happens so slowly, so systematically, and in such small steps, you barely notice what's going on. You are going to lose no matter what, because they have to put you down in order for themselves to feel better. And that's what happens. If you have experiences of this theme or feel that this video have helped you, please let me know in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, I'd love it if you'd subscribe. So remember, you do have the power to step back from toxic relationships and reclaim your peace. All the best.